Viking Victory Hour. This is week 9, right, Jeff?
Week 9, yes, correct.
And Jeff's here, and we also got Coach Gaines. Coach, always a pleasure
Good to
to
see
have
you.
you.
Good to see
We
you.
got our
See you,
boys,
sir.
boys from the studio here, and we're going to have 5 seniors today. And let's talk a little bit about River Valley. You guys came out with a 39-0 win. You were clicking on all cylinders, and I thought the thing that you did remarkably well was you played all your JVs in the second half, which is impressive. A lot of teams don't do that.
Yeah. No, I think, we recognize that, River Valley's trying to get better, and, we accomplished what we wanted to do in the first half. There were some things we wanted to work on, get live reps on, and we got that done. And, so we got a good opportunity because we've got some kids that just love playing JV games, and we've had a lot of JV teams. A lot of schools don't have JV teams and they've canceled. So thought this was a great opportunity, and so that was real good. They all got a lot of reps. We got a lot of good reps on film because a lot of times JV games don't get a lot of reps on film. So yeah, it was real good, and it was a real good week to kind of get us focused, for what we got coming Friday.
Jeff and I were talking about River Valley, and I know their head coach, and I coached one of their assistant coaches in AAU basketball, great, the Macavina family. And we had Justin Robson, who used to play here. So, but I thought it was good what you did, and Jeff and I had a good seat right in the Viking crowd. Was excited, Jeff. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was great. It was a little different. I was telling the boys when we came in that we used the old equipment, so we went back 10 months, which we hadn't used in quite a while. So it worked out fairly well for us, and not quite used to setting in that location or at that height, but it was a good vantage point.
It was, and I thought you guys clicked on all cylinders. I thought your 2 running backs ran the ball well, plus Tully, 3, and then I thought you had a good game from your quarterback. I thought some great glimpses of Cole Ousley as well.
Oh yeah, no, as a coach, sometimes when you can feel things, when you're looking out there, and we had him playing a lot more safety last week, and when he comes and fills that out, you can just kind of feel it, And I'm a firm believer that the best defense is speed, and so I'm always looking for how can we get more speed on the field defensively, and I could feel his speed, coming up there in the alley, and he's a 14-year-old kid who's just getting started, and I think, on the football field and basketball court, and then especially on the baseball diamond, we're going to see some amazing things.
I agree with that. But I thought you don't see college coaches doing that. You're a college coach and you're up 39-0 at half. You're going to keep those guys in there to the end. Now that's just the way it is. It's different than it used to be. But I was very impressed, and I was very glad to see it. You don't see a lot of high school coaches that don't do that either. I remember seeing a high school team when Jeff and I first started broadcasting, and the team was up like 50-0. I had to start, and I go, that's a huge mistake because one of them's going to get hurt. Fourth quarter, he got hurt, couldn't play in the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah, no, and in fact, we had Cole in there in the second half, and I was a little bit nervous about playing him a bunch of quarterback because, he plays a lot of varsity football for us. And I said at one point, and I looked at one of the coaches and said, I think we're playing with a little bit of fire. And the next play, he took a nice shot to the head.
Remember that.
So we got him out of there. But no, he had a good game. And like I said, it was just a good opportunity to get a lot of guys reps. And a rep's a rep. It makes field guys more confident. And I can't recreate those kind of reps on the practice field. So it was great.
And, we got Nelsonville coming this week, and last year we had a big win over them. And one of the guys we're going to talk to, Cooper Hayburn, had the big tackle of the year last year where he separated short. Took one for the team.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, I think, I've watched that game many times. And, I think if he doesn't make that tackle on that blocked field goal, and then if Lane Hayburn doesn't catch that post, because, momentum had shifted, especially, after that blocked field goal, and, kind of Lane got it back with that deep post, and it was a heck of a game. The last 2 years have just been, great games, and we're expecting another one this Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you want to tell us a little bit about what Nelsonville does offensively and defensively?
Well, I mean, they're Nelsonville, and I'm convinced that area between Nelsonville and Trimble, there's something in the water over there because, every year they've got these guys that Trimble and Nelsonville that just fly around, and they're kind of team that sometimes they don't look as fast on film as when in person, and it's just they have a mentality over there that I'm trying to build here of just stingy, gritty toughness. And so we've been trying to kind of get the guys ready for that, and I think, they're going to run a lot of formations at you. That's kind of their thing. But at the end of the day, they're going to be in that eye. And they've got a nice little, he's not little, but number 26, he's a fullback. He's going to come up in there. If you're not willing to take him on, they're going to run the ball on you. And so, we got to be willing to step up in those gaps, take him on, and then tackle that tailback. And they've got some good players. That number 2 is really good. That Inman kid, he's back. And they put him all over the field. But they do a good job. They have a lot of formations. They're going to run, unbalanced at you. They're going to run heavy. Where they bring an extra tackle, that tight end spot, and it's here's the formation, but it's really smash mouth football.
Coach Richards has done a good job with that.
Oh yeah,
They've only had like 4 coaches in the history of their schools.
Yeah.
That's, he's the 4th one, I think. Jeff and I've been over there many times. That's what we had. Why don't you tell them about our first broadcast over there? We climbed on the roof.
Oh yeah. In the old press box, there was a ladder.
Very rickety.
Yeah, a very rickety old wooden, not a ladder, a step ladder. And one of our broadcast people, and you know him very well, Roger Hauk, went up that ladder, and we're all going, no. And Roger got up, and we went up, and it was either that or climb up on a pole and set on a pole. So that's where we were.
Felt like we were in Hooterville talking about it.
Well,
really did.
In Nelsonville, they consider that a fancy escalator.
Yeah. Well, and now, I mean, the place now is beautiful, and they treat us. They've always treated us reasonably well. It's a nice matchup. It's turning into one of those rivalry games. If last year, if we lost, this would have happened, and this year, so it has turned into quite the rivalry game. But always interesting to go to Nelsonville.
Jeff and I, they have always treated us well, but we climbed up that ladder. I remember it started raining. We had electrical equipment. We thought this was Armageddon. We thought it was over.
Yeah, we thought we were done. We've had electrical equipment on our head a few times in the rain, including a baseball game that we did here. And luckily, a mother out of the crowd came and held a number all over our head. Well, that was in the old field.
And this game's got a lot riding on it. I know, we only have 1 loss in the league right now, and we'd like.
Have they played Athens yet?
They'll play them week 10. They'll play them week 10, and this year this part of the year with injuries and just all kinds of things happen. You never know what's going to happen week 10, and so we feel like we're still in this thing. We only got 1 loss.
Sure.
And we take care of this business Friday. We'd like to either be co-champs or runner-ups in the league. That's kind of our goal. We still have a very good chance, at playing a playoff game. And so we got a lot riding on this thing.
The way I understand it, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff, and you can jump in here. If you win 2 games, you're definitely in. If you win 1, you still might be, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I think that's the way I understood it when we were checking it out the other day. So, Coach, you mentioned the word injury-wise. How are we?
We're not. I mean, guys, I always hate to answer that question, but we're not bad right now. Our big right tackle, he's feeling pretty good. You're going to be talking to him, Bowen Ward, and so that gets a guy like me real excited that he's feeling pretty good. And,
Good.
I've talked about this before. We've got Dr. Gideon, who's our team doctor, right. And he whenever he showed up tonight, and there's always about a line of 10 people that are, and part of them are coaches, getting their backs all cracked and all that stuff. And but we're not bad in terms of injury. We're not bad at all. Good. And we're not playing on turf. We're playing on our pasture
nice
out there, so
grass field. Yeah.
I think our field actually is one of the best kept, if not the best grass field around. I really believe that.
Well, in the last 2 weeks after that Alexander game, they put a lot of work into it. They reseeded, they rolled it, trying to get ready for this game. And this first time we've been out on it this afternoon since Alexander, and I could see a big difference. They've done a good job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have. And your wife used to line it, right?
Oh, yeah. I always tell people I believe I've had every job at Vinton County in Surf Football. I've been assistant head coach. I've been D coordinator, O coordinator, special teams coordinator. I've washed uniforms. I've painted fields. So,
yeah, that's right. Wrestling coach, junior high coach, done it all.
All those things. That's right.
Done it all.
That is right.
And then, of course, you got Wilson. We don't want to talk about them yet. We'll talk about Nelsonville. Nelsonville, a bunch of wrestlers in the line.
Oh, well, they always have a bunch of wrestlers, and they're just tough, hard-nosed guys, And we play Trimble and Nelsonville right now, and I like it. If you're going to build that toughness I was talking about before, you want those teams on your schedule. They're not super. They got a couple big guys. They've got they got a defensive lineman, who, he won the league in the shot put. He also won the heavyweight division in wrestling. That Odendahl. He's pretty good. He's only a junior, but they're Nelsonville. They're going to have 5'11" guys, 160 pounds that are coming at you, like a shotgun. So.
Right. So,
And we've always commented on them when we used to go away for basketball games. When you sat on the visitor side, you can look up, and in that mirrored place, there's always people lifting weights
Weight
in a
room, yeah.
basketball. So
No, I
they're
think
dedicated for sure.
I think they love football and wrestling, and everything else is just
Second nature.
you got to do it. But I think those two sports, they love them. And I was at the cross country meet Saturday, which I wanted to
I saw you up there.
I wanted to give a shout out to Coach K. Just another boys championship, and it was exciting actually to watch. But I saw actually Matt Yinger there,
I saw him.
and he's back as the wrestling coach.
Well, and talking about Coach K, we're going to try to get him on. I think we're trying to get him on tonight. We'll get him on. We have to get him on too.
Yeah,
next
we'll
week.
get him.
But he won for the boys third straight year, and the girls got second. But what a great job he's done with this program. And there's a lot of people that say, and you're a coach here, I'm a coach here, that he's been the best coach in the system. And really, he does nothing but win. And he sends guys to the state every year, girls. And, as we talked about, grade point average is off the charts. For that
Well, it's a grade point, and then the numbers he gets.
yeah.
They'll be warming up when we're going to practice. He's got 20, 25 kids on a cross country team. And that's impressive, and they're all just super committed to it.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Most evenings you can be in town, and I don't care if it's pouring the rain or snowing like crazy, and there's kids running up and down the streets, and I'm like, holy cow.
I love the T-shirts that they wear that says "Our sport is your sport's punishment." So that's just good stuff. Good stuff, and that was great that you went. And there's a lot of coaches up there. I saw Waterford's basketball coach, who really is one of the most incredible guys around, Jerry Klaus. He's like the last 10 years has been in the Final Four 8 times and won
Out of
like
10.
4 times. Unbelievable. Waterford girls are just amazing. You got them in Fort Fry down there that just win. Or the creek separates them, and they just win. They just go on.
I don't know if I don't think my boss, Coach Kite, would mind, but you guys will be going to Waterford week 1 next year. So we're
For football?
for football. Waterford's
Oh,
on
boy.
Waterford's on our schedule, and Unio is now week 2. So
Well, Waterford's a
geez.
pretty tough team.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
well, reason I bring it up, I've been watching. They beat Nelsonville this year. They beat Nelsonville 12-6 3 or 4 weeks
Is that their
ago.
only loss, Nelsonville?
No, they
2, I think.
they lost to Waterford, and they lost early.
Not to Trumbull, was it?
No, they beat Trimble 21-14. It was the week after Trimble. Oh, who was it? I can't remember at this
That's
point.
all right.
I can't
They
either.
got 2 losses.
They've got 2 losses,
They've got
but
2.
but Waterford beat them maybe week 5, I think, down there at Waterford. It was heck of a guess 12-6. Nelsonville was up the whole game, and it's an interesting game to watch because it ends on a defensive tackle intercepting a pass in the end zone.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Speaking of defensive players scoring touchdowns, when are you going to give Luke Dimmel the ball and let him roll with it?
You never know. You never know.
Now we're back to that
Three-
secret
three
weapon thing
touchdowns
again.
now?
Yeah, you never
3
know.
defensive touchdowns in his career. Now, that's 3 more than the Browns' offense has had all season.
That's true.
By the way, with the Browns making a fire sale, are you going to get the call to come back and maybe a Browns
Yeah, they let go of Mari Cooper, and
Yeah.
It'll be many more. They're going to have a fire
Yeah,
sale.
I think Smith is the other DN that they're talking about letting loose, or
They're
it's
imploding.
just all kind of people.
it's like who can sell more, the Raiders or the Browns?
Yeah.
When I was in law schools, when they had the NFL strike, we had a guy that used a quarterback at Adrian College, and he comes in one day. He was a little tanked. Comes in and says, "I got the call." I said, "What do you mean you got the call?" "The Browns called me, replacement player, and he played intramural football, and he wasn't any better than me." He says, "I got the call. He got the call, so you might get the call."
There you go.
Never know.
Now New York's up 1-0 on them, right?
2.
2.
They're up 2. They
Yeah,
won
they're
last
up
night.
2, yep.
They won up-
So I'm crying a little bit, but
Yep. They're
Were
gonna.
those in those were in New York then, weren't
Yes.
they?
yeah.
So they go to Cleveland now.
Yep.
Cleveland's just hurting. I got a lot of injuries starting staff, but I'm a Tribe fan through and through. I'm still a Browns fan through and through, but they just ripped my guts out.
Oh, it's awful.
It's
awful.
Ripped my guts out and just threw them away. So it's,
And your Cavs, too. I mean, you
All Cavs,
you
yeah.
take it all 3 seasons.
I feel like I told my son when the Browns got beat the other day. I said, "I feel like I've let you down totally as a father."
Man, I'm a Cavs fan, but I can't do the other 2 because I can't take the heartache.
Oh yeah, best.
It keeps your heart pumping because it's always in misery.
Well, at least the Cavaliers, at least the Guardians are out there trying 100%. I'm not sure. The Browns it's just like
I think they've called it in.
there can't be. Every week you say there can't be any more ways you can possibly lose a football game, but
And they make more.
They find
Well, and preseason they were picked.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, people were talking about them playoffs. I mean,
Oh yeah. Best defense, all this jazz, and I'm like, okay, I don't know where it went, but it's going.
Just wait on the call. All right, so you want to get a couple of your seniors?
Sure,
in here, Marcus?
sure.
Which ones you want to go first? Who wants to
We've
come
got
first?
5, right?
Brandon Madison.
you got B Matt, who had a heck of a game last
Hey,
week.
man, yeah, he played like crazy last week. We called
He
his
had his-
name multiple times.
Madison had his hand up. Come on around here.
You have to set between us, so you have to be good. You got that?
He'll be good.
He'll be good. I know he will. I'm just giving him grief.
And he's had a great year so far, both on both sides of the football, Brandon. So that's been great. So.
See you, young man.
Which one do you like better, offense or defense?
I'd probably say offense.
Offense.
I was a big defense player my other 2 years, but I say offense.
Offense kind of
You've had,
fun,
like,
huh?
3 touchdown passes this year, right? Is that right? Yeah, and then defensively, you've been kind of a shutdown corner. So
Yep.
that's awesome. And you've started, 3 years now defensively, right? Is that right?
Yeah, my sophomore year I started halfway through,
That's right.
and then yeah,
And what are your plans for when you get out?
I'm probably gonna go to Rio and do like the environmental science.
Cool.
Going to play football, Ryan? Ryan?
Now,
They got a football team.
They're
don't
going to
they?
have
Yeah,
one
don't
starting next year. Going to play at Jackson Stadium.
They also have a core sport called rugby where they take a lot of football players. And football's a tough game, but you're not really a man till you play rugby.
You play a little rugby. No pads and get with it.
You got to think about football because I met their coach, played in the NFL. It's gonna be an exciting thing. You got to think about it. So that's good. And they really want to get local athletes here. But
Yep.
environmental science would be great. I'm on their board and on our athletic council. I'm very excited about the growth of Ryle. Now you've had a big family, and so
yeah,
you have they come to all your games. And no Buzz comes, right?
yeah.
Buzz is great. Buzz is great. And are you going to miss playing?
Yeah, yeah.
What are you going to miss the most?
I'm probably just playing with all my friends. I mean, been growing up with them.
Yeah,
A lot of them are my family,
yeah.
so probably just miss playing with
I think you
everybody.
played for me too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, everybody did.
Everybody's played for Bob. Come on.
I think Fish did back there, so that's good. And they all come to your games, I'm sure.
Mhm.
And I'm sure you get a lot of coaching from your brothers and everything else. Is that right?
yeah.
That's good.
Is it all good advice or is it just,
Every Madison I know is a Browns fan. Are you a Browns fan too?
Yeah,
there we go.
Do they just tear your heart out every Sunday?
yeah.
Me too.
It's gotten used to it over the years.
It just does it ever end? I mean, I'm 68, waiting on the moment. I don't think I'm going to see it. So you're going to have to tell me
Something,
just
yeah.
set something up, Bob. They finally won it.
Hold up a sign or something.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So, what do you want to see the Vikings do these last 2 games?
I just dominate on defense, get our offense together, just run down their throat.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd like to see some balls thrown at me, but
yeah. Well, I mean, right now I don't throw too many. I mean, I think you guys have had a pretty young secondary. You're the most experienced one, and then
Yeah.
Josh Montgomery, and then you have a freshman who's 13 years old at the beginning of the year. And Cole. Who's your other DB? Oh, it's
Yeah.
running back.
Clayton.
Yeah, Clayton. So he's
Lester, yeah.
experienced. So 2 of you guys are experienced. So, but you guys have really come on,
yeah,
no question.
we've gotten a lot better.
And last year, of course, you had TJ, who was of course, a defensive back in college. So, but you enjoy playing offense more.
Yeah,
Most people like hitting people, so that's But you hit people. I think did we give him the big hit of the game?
did.
We did. You got the big hit of the game last week.
Oh.
Just for what it's worth. So we'll get you a T-shirt.
Yep.
So that's good.
all right.
I keep forgetting to bring them, but you'll get one. Trust us.
You'll get one. So that's good. That's good. So and now you got Nelsonville. Is you guys ready for them?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we are.
Okay. And then you got Wellston. You guys don't ever talk smack with either of those teams, do you? Any of those guys?
No.
No, that's good.
Yeah. Okay.
That's good. Yeah, did you have a big wedding for Randall the other day, right?
Yeah,
How'd that go?
it was good.
That's good. That's good. Always liked Randall. And I'll tell you what, he does a great job as a postman. And Randall, people don't know this about Randall, ex-athlete here. Randall actually saved someone's life when he was delivering the mail. Saw somebody had trouble and went in and saved the person.
That's right. I remember that now.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
He talks about the Browns every time I see him. So is that the major topic of conversation in your house?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Any
awesome.
tears flow when you're talking?
all the time.
And you're a captain.
Yep.
Of the team this year, so that has to be a big honor for you.
Oh, sure.
Do you play any other sports?
Track,
Track. Okay. What are you running track?
the 800 and 4x8.
Okay, good. You do pretty good in that.
Yeah, we actually broke the 4x8 record last year.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So we could run track at Ryle, and they're
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
telling you,
pretty good
I
at
saw-
everything.
I saw a
Yeah.
sheet on them the other day. They went to a Division I meet, and there was like all the Division I, Division II schools, and they got first. They're pretty solid in just
Yep,
about
they are.
everything right now.
They are, and they will be in football. It may take a couple years,
Yeah,
but they'll be
fine.
okay.
They'll be fine. So they're going to build a new stadium and everything. So just think about it. So we're always looking for that. So environmental science, that's great. That's great. So what do you want to do with that?
Work for the EPA.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Good.
And your dad has got all his licenses, and he does that because I
Yeah.
think he works with my wife and dealing with the EPA. So that's a good thing to get into
Yeah.
if you get all those. That would be tremendous. That'd be tremendous. So do like wastewater or something like that.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. All right, you get pretty good grades at Benton County.
Yeah.
Good. That's awesome. That's awesome. Anybody want to send a shout out to?
Nope.
Okay. How about Dad? How about
You might want to do Dad.
about Dad?
You might want to do Dad because there's more to talk about than just the Browns.
Yeah, no, I know. Just tell him. That's good. You're, Brandon,
That's
thank
all
you.
works
Thank
out.
you, man. Take care.
It all works
Thank you.
out.
Brandon quarterback for me a little bit, I think, when I had him. I think everybody quarterbacked for me at one time or another.
Probably.
So who's next?
Who's
We
coming?
got Bowen.
Bowen's coming. We got to find out if Grandma's doing chicken and noodles again.
You
That's
doing
what-
chicken and noodles again? Bowen's was out last year, got hurt, back out this year. Been hurt a couple times this year, but you haven't missed any games, have you?
No, sir.
All right, good seeing you as always. So is your grandma doing chicken and noodles again? Jeff wants to know.
Yeah.
Oh, see.
Oh, wow.
We'll call her. How's that?
Did we win that game? She did chicken and noodles.
What? Who did we play? I done
Okay.
It
forgot.
was like it was like the second week, wasn't
Nah,
it?
we didn't win that week.
No, we didn't win that
we
week.
didn't.
I think that was the week because we had all the guys were here anyway. So I think that was the week we couldn't get on till like 15 after 7 or something. Wasn't it real late
I
before we
think
got you on? Yeah.
Now you're playing basketball this year too, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
So which one do you like better, basketball or football?
I like both of them.
That's good. He's like his dad. He's pretty solid. He just knocks
yeah.
people around. But you're a lot bigger than your dad, right?
Yeah,
Can you take him in a game of one-on-one? You think?
yeah, probably.
Is he kind of soft now?
He's getting soft. Yeah.
Oh, hope he didn't hear that. So,
We set like 4 people down
Yeah,
from him in
yeah,
the stands the other
yeah,
night.
that's
We probably
right,
should have
that's
told him something.
now you like playing offense or defense better on football?
I like defense.
Defense.
Yep.
You guys have a run of 3-5, and you guys switch linemen pretty quickly, right?
Yeah.
We had a question last week. Somebody jumped off sides and they got a first down, and Marcus then did a wholesale substitution. Was he mad at the people that jumped off sides, or just to get everybody in?
I don't know. Don't think I was
You
in.
must not have been the one who jumped.
He
off
must not have
sides.
been the one
That's it.
because he would have remembered the way everybody looked when that
He
all
would
happened.
have remembered.
I ain't
that.
did that yet.
Yeah. So these other guys that you got coming, you got 10 seniors on the team. You gonna miss these guys?
Yeah.
That's
It's
awesome.
fun playing with them.
It has been. It has been. And it's just hard when you walk off your last game. I mean, I think my last one was 50 years ago. Yeah, 50 years ago.
At least 50 years
And
ago.
it just seems like it's yesterday. And Jeff likes to recall one game that I had where people still talk about it at Jackson. where
We won't.
I cost us a league championship, maybe a chance to go to the playoffs.
Yeah. And his excuse was he couldn't see him in the fog. But we'll talk about that later. You remind me, and I'll tell you
The
the
fog
story.
came in after I did that. So it did.
The story I heard was that you told him you couldn't see because of the fog. But
Anyway. So so you guys got Nelsonville. You guys got any special plans for them?
No.
You
Try
know,
to win.
You know who Al Davis is for the Raiders? You probably don't know him. He used to own the
probably
Raiders.
doesn't
He
know
was
him.
everybody in the NFL hated him, but he just said he had this famous saying, "Just win, baby."
Yep.
That's what you got to do. So you got Nelsonville, and then you have Wellston. So
Yep.
2 wins there. You get probably play a decent chance to get a playoff game. Well, you will get in the playoffs. If you win one, you still have a chance to get in the playoffs. So
Yeah.
and that'd be great. So and then if you win 2, depending on what happens, you guys still could have a chance to win the league because Nelsonville still has to play Athens. So you never know. You never know.
that'll be a heck of a ball game.
Yeah, that will be.
So we asked before no smack talking about Nelsonville or anything, right? No. Okay.
Now, do you know any of those guys?
No.
Yeah, I don't. You don't go to Buckeye Hills, do you?
No.
Okay, I know a lot of the kids here go to Buckeye Hills. I think there's a lot of smack talking with them, and maybe, well, not them, but with Wellston.
With Wellston,
kids.
yeah.
With Wellston kids, because they probably go to the other.
Yeah, they go up. They would go to Pick. I don't know where they would go. They won't go to Pickaway.
Yeah. So, anybody want to send a shout out to, man?
No.
Okay. How about mom and dad and grandma?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
At least
There
grandma.
There you go.
I mean, that's
yeah.
the chicken and noodle supply line
that's
right there. And you can't tell me you don't like grandma's chicken and noodles.
That's good.
I thought so.
I know I talked to your Aunt Shelley a lot, so she's
Yeah.
she's very proud of you. So do you wish you would have played football sooner in basketball?
Yeah. I wish I'd have been allowed to play.
Yeah. You know, I think you're the kind of kid, if you wanted to, could probably go play somewhere with your size
I think
and
so.
stuff. Have you thought about that at all?
No, not really. I
No,
like staying
no.
around here.
No interest, yeah. Well, that's all
All
right.
right, Grant's not very far.
Yeah, you can play there.
Just a half-hour drive.
What do you want to do when you graduate?
Be a welder.
Be a welder? Cool. Are you studying that? Are you going to go study
Yeah,
that?
I'm in welding class at the old high school
okay,
now.
cool. Yeah, that's cool that they built that.
Yeah, it is.
That's neat. That's
I'm glad they brought that back.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Well, Gabe.
Yep.
Or Gabe.
That's not Gabe. That's
Bowen,
Dad.
Bowen, yeah, thank you. I'm
Thank
just
you,
still
young
shook
man.
up when he said he could take his dad out. So it's okay.
Well, I'll see his dad somewhere.
Yeah.
Who's next? Here we go.
Got Lane.
Lane's coming.
I missed Lane the first time he was on here because I was kind of
You were
on the injured
detained.
reserve. Lane, good seeing, always a pleasure. I used to coach
see
Lane.
ya
I used to
again.
coach Lane too, and it's good seeing Lane. So, senior here, we got two big games coming up. What's you guys ready for Nelsonville? You think?
Yeah, I think so.
That's good.
think we
So,
are.
yeah, if anybody can get you ready to coach games, I think he could get somebody ready for anything. You know, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you've had a good year. I know you played linebacker, you played some running back, tight end. So play about anywhere they ask you, right?
Yeah.
Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah. It's
That's
been
good.
pretty fun.
You gonna miss it?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, and you got 10 seniors with you. You gonna miss those guys?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I know you really from last year to this year. Looks like you've gotten a lot bigger. You worked hard in the weight room.
Yeah.
That's right. And he's done a great job this year, Jeff. Both sides of the ball.
Oh, absolutely so. He's just been a pleasure to watch. You know, it's going to be, you know, last year we thought, wow, what was it, 14, 18, whatever it was. There was a ton of seniors. But here we are again, and we're losing 10 of them. It's another big group of seniors to lose.
You like playing offense or defense better?
Defense.
Defense. All right, that's good. You've been
Everybody
playing
likes to hit somebody.
linebacker mostly,
Yep.
right? Is that right? And what's your plans when you go to school?
Welding.
Welding.
Yep.
Okay, you going here too?
Yep.
Okay, that's good. That's a cool program. Is the building real nice? I know they worked on it
Yeah,
all
it's very
summer.
nice.
That's cool. That's cool. And that's what you want to do.
Yep.
And will you be able to do that after you graduate with what you've learned at Benton County High
Yep,
School?
we'll get our certificates.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And that's what you want to do then. Okay. No interest in playing football.
Not really.
Okay. Well, I'm on Rio Grande's board, so we're looking for football players.
We're
down there.
recruiting, and you just don't know it.
No program. No program. So, and do you do other sports, Lane?
Baseball.
Baseball. Okay, cool. Baseball is my favorite. So actually, my son in 3 minutes is going to be batting in Arizona. In 3 minutes.
There
in
you go.
Arizona. So that's good. That's good. Actually, in 2 minutes.
Is there a live feed for that? Can we see
A
that
couple
somewhere?
of, a couple of games are going to be live feed.
Okay.
I think he's playing third base today. May pitch tomorrow.
Okay.
So that's good.
Okay.
That's good.
Lane, what position do you play in baseball?
First base.
First base?
First
Okay.
base. I think I saw. We did a Wellston game. And he
We
was there,
did.
so-
I think he was there, yes.
Yeah. You like baseball or football better?
Football.
Football. Yeah, I kind of like baseball, but football's cool. Football's cool. You gonna miss Marcus?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I got a question for you. I ask everybody this. They say that if you made it through wrestling or football with Marcus Games, that going through boot camp in the Army, Reserves, or Marines, Air Force, Navy is a snap. Do you believe that? I believe it would be.
Probably. He's a tough guy.
He's a tough guy, a little bit insane, but in a fun way, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, I don't know if I'd go with insane. Maybe a little crazy. That might be a little too much
Well,
to be
I
insane.
I consider someone who's insane or crazy as a compliment. So.
Well,
I
I
coach-
mean, if the shoe
Yeah,
fits.
I coach with Marcus. I know. So, and who's your particular position coach on defense?
Coach Usley.
Coach Usley. Okay. Well, you can't have any better one than that guy, being an All-American as he was. How about on offense?
It's usually a mix-up of just guys because we don't really have a set tight end coach.
Okay. I see your dad. I see your mom. I see your grandpa at all the games. So they're going to miss seeing you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So you want to be a welder? You got anything lined up yet?
Not yet, but we're going to get job placed after we get out of our program.
That's good. That's
I
good.
was going to say, don't they play? They usually try to place all of you, don't
Yep.
they?
Yeah.
I thought so.
And you guys got Nelsonville and Wellston. You win 2, you're going to have a pretty good playoff seed. If you win 1, you still got a chance to make it. So
Yep.
1 would make it tougher because you have to go play a 1 seed or something.
Yeah.
So, but a 2 would get you about middle of the pack. So that'd be
Maybe Uniota again.
yeah, maybe you
Yeah,
know,
it might very well be Uniota.
We
again.
took a trip many years ago to maybe who you would play if you just win 1.
Oh yes.
That was a long trip, but it was a fun time. It was a fun time. So anybody want to send a shout out to Lane?
Yeah, my grandpa.
Yeah, he's a big fan. I know that. And, so it's good. I remember even when you were a little guy, he was a big fan. Came to watch you there, and then when you played my basketball program, came to watch you. So always a pleasure, Lane.
Thank you.
Always liked you. So
Good to
it's
see you again.
Thank you.
Good seeing you, Lane. You take
Good seeing
care.
you guys.
Who's next, Jeff?
Somebody's heading this way.
We got the Fish Man. Ashton Fisher's coming in. What's going on? I've always called him Fish. So,
For no apparent reason.
no, his last name Fish. Hey, what's up, Fish? What's going on,
see ya.
bud?
How are you,
Good seeing
sir?
you, man. Good seeing you. So, senior, it's hard for me to believe because it wasn't too long ago you were playing tackle for me down in Little Vine.
Yeah.
So that's wild. So time went quick.
Mhm.
That's good.
Way too fast.
And did your Uncle Lynn coach when I was coaching with you? Grandpa Lynn.
I don't think he does.
Yeah, he was. He coached
think
with
he
me.
did.
He was the greatest assistant I ever
I think
had.
he
was,
did,
He
yeah.
was great. I still talk to him about it. We need to make the comeback. But so you're senior this year. You gonna miss it?
I think I'm gonna miss it a lot.
Yeah. And you got all these seniors here, and you're gonna miss these 10 guys.
Yeah, I grew up playing football with them, so I hope I'll see him down the line after football in school. But
Yeah.
we both have to live life. We all have to live life.
Very well said. Very well said. You think
Very
it's
well
going to last forever, but people kind of spread. I'm having a 50-year reunion this year, so my basketball team was just pretty successful. It's all coming back, and what's incredible is we're all still living, which is kind of incredible because
Yeah,
we're all
that is
68
incredible.
right now.
That is
So
incredible.
our coaches passed, but so that should be pretty fun. And you've played line both sides of the ball, right?
I've been playing just offense.
Just offense. Now, do you like offense or defense better?
I like offense a lot better.
Yeah.
It feels a lot better being able to get a touchdown.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you need to get the touchdowns like Luke Dimmel's getting. How does
Yeah.
he get all those touchdowns?
He's just a dog.
Just a dog, just a dog. That's it. That's it. What are your plans, Ashton, when you get out of school?
I'm in a welding program.
There you go.
Everybody's in the welding
That's
program.
great.
That's
Plus,
a good deal.
I got my universal for HVAC.
Okay.
So I'm either planning to probably get a Hawking too, try to get
That's great.
something out of that, and if nothing goes well, it's welding.
That's great. That's good to have a couple options like that.
Sure.
So I hear the welding program's great.
Oh, it's awesome.
That's awesome. That's good. And they just started again this year in a nice building. You guys stay all day up there in that building?
I leave around 11. I got 4 periods of school. Leave around 11. Then we leave there at 3.
Go up there. You ever go over and shoot hoops in a new basketball court when you're up there?
No,
They won't let you do that. They keep you the nose to
Yeah.
the grindstone. That's good. That's good. So I coach this guy. I always enjoyed having him. Do you like me as a coach?
yeah, he's one of my favorite coaches.
That's good. That's good. A lot of people think I was a little bit flaky out there sometimes, so it's okay. It's all good. So I know you have had really you get a lot of. I know your mom comes. I know Grandpa comes.
Yeah.
So that's good. So you anybody want to send a shout out to?
My grandpa Lynn and my mom.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
good.
wonderful.
So that's good. And got Nelsonville. You guys ready for them?
Yeah, I'm ready to run it down their throat.
I'm sure Marcus has you at a fever pitch for that game. Is that
Yeah.
right? He's a
Yeah.
pretty excitable guy.
He is.
He's always. Do you think? When I've asked a couple guys this, I have heard that people that have gone into the military that have wrestled. You wrestled too.
Yeah.
Boy, you still wrestle?
I didn't wrestle last year, but I was planning on doing it this year.
Okay. They say that if you've wrestled for Marcus or you played football for Marcus or both, that boot camps a snap. Would you believe that?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because
I've never had anything harder than his practices.
yes, and and I say this because I coach with Marcus. I say this with all love. He's a little bit crazy, a little bit insane,
Yeah.
but he's fun. He's fun. He cares about you guys. No,
Yeah.
no question. So
Maybe we need to get the ROTC guys to come and watch some practices or something. Man, it'd help them
Yeah.
a little bit.
yeah,
You
we
reckon?
need to get an ROTC program. Let Marcus be in charge.
He'd whip him in
Yeah,
shape.
he would have him in shapes. He would have him in shape. So, well, anyway, we appreciate. Always enjoyed your Fish. Always talk to the Fish. when
Thank
I
you,
see
guys.
See you, Ashton.
Who does that bring us? There's Coach K.
Hey, Coach K.
Don't leave, Coach K.
Coach K, don't leave.
Oh, good luck with technology.
What do you say?
He's trying to find
I actually
technology.
got this guy. We're saving him for last. Coop.
The kid.
Again, I call him the most excitable field goal extra point punter in the nation because he's always pumped up out there. That's
And he's always smiling, and he's doing it now.
always smiling. And in basketball, he's always smiling. But honestly, last year, and I mean this with all seriousness, maybe one of the 10 biggest plays in Benton County history when the blocked field goal and he made the tackle, separated his shoulder, but we don't win a TVC without that tackle.
Right.
So was it worth busting your shoulder for?
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
That's great.
Didn't feel any pain right at that moment, right?
No, actually, I walked off the field and I didn't feel it till later on. So
There you
Later
go.
on, yeah. And you, we always talked when he came in that Cooper was a transfer here from Southeastern where he played soccer. So we got you and Ashton Allman from the soccer program. Now, Ashton was a goalie at like 6'5". Was he a good goalie?
I don't know. I didn't play with him.
Oh, okay. Well, he's probably pretty nimble out back there. So
I imagine.
how did you get into kicking and punting?
When I came here my sophomore year, we didn't have Vinton County didn't have a soccer program, so I was like, all right, I'll get back into football. So I got back into it, and Ashton Ullman actually went up to Carper and told him basically that had a leg on me and I can kick anywhere from the field, and that's what got me into it.
There you go. There you go. We've struggled over the years with kicking. Now, we had a really good one in Eli Downs. We've had some of the Coddles, but kicking's been something we've struggled with. But you've really kind of brought it back. You've done a great job. When you kicked a field goal, we went crazy in the booth because we don't see that very often. There was a span of 30 years, Jeff.
Well, yeah,
We
not
had one every 10 years.
yeah,
But
and that's all.
You broke that, so that's awesome. Now, do you get to play positions too, or just kick and punt?
I play corner mostly.
I saw you come in at corner a couple times. Does the coaching staff get nervous when you're out there? Think you might get hurt as a kicker or punter?
No, I don't think so.
Lane's the backup punter, right?
Yes,
Who's the backup kicker?
Lane.
Wow, well, that's good.
There you are.
Night Train Lane.
All you got to do is call two names, and you got them one way or the other.
Awesome. That's awesome. So playing basketball this year too?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Which one do you like better?
I'm gonna have to say out of all of them, I like track more.
Oh, do you? Okay. What do you do in track?
I run hurdles.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. And honestly, in track we got Coach Lindner and Coach Kite. You can't have our coach Kirkpatrick. Some of the best coaches in the whole school.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Along with Marcus. Now, does he work you just as hard as he does the other players being a punter and kicker? Do you have to go through all the craziness that he goes?
Oh yeah, and just during like practices and stuff, they'll try to get in my head and be right next to me and push on me while I'm like doing punting and kicking. So they try to get in my head to make sure that when I go out on Friday nights and kick,
You're ready just for the pressure, just in case.
Yes,
There you
sir.
go.
No, not many people both punt and kick anymore. Now, you're one of the rare ones that does that. Which one do you like better?
I like all of them. I mean, I'm when I was at Southeastern, I played goalie too a little bit, so I'm just used to running out, punting, stuff like that. So
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I think you've had a remarkable career as a punter. You've really got some good punts off, and it's been good. And you work with your long snapper. Is Luke the long snapper?
yes, sir.
Yeah, Luke's the long snapper, so that's good. You have any? And you have a fake punt in there we did with Lane the other day.
Yeah.
Okay. And
You're getting toward that secret weapon again. Let Coop run.
Coop the ball.
Yeah, let Coop run one.
So, what are your plans for when you graduate?
I'm actually going up to Ohio State or maybe in Worcester, and I'm going to be in like big animal veterinarian
awesome.
stuff like
Oh,
that.
great.
I have a really good friend who I'm going to see at my 50-year reunion for our basketball team, and he did that, and he made a living out of raising horses, as Jeff Stoddard does. So that's great. That's great. Ohio State College at Worcester. That'll be awesome. Has you already been accepted?
Don't know yet.
Don't know yet. Okay,
You will be.
you will.
Have no fear. You will be.
Hopefully.
Have me write a letter of recommendation for you. That's good. Everybody else is. I'll do it for you. So I'm an Ohio State grad, so it's good. It's good. So what are you going to miss most about playing here?
I don't know. Be honest with you, I just miss all my friends and the coaching staff. You know, they've all been really good to me, and even though I haven't been really perfect this year, and just all that stuff, they have helped me grow and always have my back. So
And you basically going to miss these guys, these 10 guys.
oh, absolutely, I love all of them.
Yeah, that's great. And you know what? They'll always be there for you. I mean, I'm at a 50
matter what.
I'm at a 50-year reunion of my high school basketball team, and because we were one of the better ones they ever had, and it's amazing that we're all 68 years old and we're all still alive. That is amazing when you think about it. And so all 15 of us are coming back, which should be kind of cool. So we play defense, so that's good. That's what you play, so that's good. Anybody want to send a shout out to?
I just want to shout out to my family, and that's basically it.
That's good. That's good. I
It all
know.
works.
You come into the game, though, I'm telling you, I've not seen many kickers. Jeff and I get excited. There's Coop.
Every
man.
time.
'Cause
Yep.
You're always pumped up. So does that? Not many kickers get pumped up like you. They're usually kind of laid back. What gets you so pumped up?
I don't know. Just there's not a lot of kickers in the world, and just everyone's more calm and stuff. And I try to get my team pumped up as much as I can.
There you go.
That's good.
Well, they were so few and far between years ago that when one was made, so you're thinking one every 10 years, Bob would do a one-arm push-up. So you know how long it's been.
Yeah, it's good. Well, and then I like to talk about the Cleveland Browns, the worst team in maybe the history of professional sports, but I love them still. But the last kicker punter was them with Don Cockcroft, if
Yep.
you remember, Jeff.
Yep.
Don Cockcroft, yeah. So anyway, Coop, always liked this guy. I always talk to him when I come into the gym. Always ask him, your shoulder good? He said, yeah. So that's good. And you're a little taller than most of the guys in the basketball team. There's not a lot of height on the basketball team this year. Is that right? So that's good.
It'll be fun watching him. If he's as excited about playing basketball as he is about kicking a football, it'll be fun.
Yeah. Coop, always a pleasure, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Good to see you.
You take care. All right. Is Coach K still out there? Or,
Let's grab him if we can. We've got 20 minutes.
yeah.
If we can get him, we'll get him.
Yeah, I got 20 minutes. Check it out. If not, we can get Marcus back in.
Yeah, if we
Get
don't
back
get
in
Kay,
and-
we'll get Marcus back. Again, while we're waiting, we appreciate Cottle Chipping for
Yes.
sponsoring this.
Yes. Been fun. And Jeff, do you have any update on what's happening?
We're going to do next week, and then we're going to take a little hiatus. They're working on basketball coaches show and all that, and then as soon as we know, we'll get
Yeah, we
it
got to
posted
work out
somehow.
some details as to practice time with the varsity boys and girls, and then my team. Jeff, do you? And we're gonna. The plan next week is have the other 5 senior boys.
Next week, we'll finish
Get
up with
golf,
the seniors.
Get golf.
Try to get Terry and Brian
And we
here.
need to get Coach K here.
If we can get Coach K, if he's still here, we'll get him. If not, we'll talk to Marcus for the last few minutes. And we're, in past, we've always talked to the seniors after the last home game, but with time constraints that we have, he must have left, so we'll get Marcus back in. But this way we could spend a little more time with him. We thought it was a little more relevant to be able to sit and spend some time with him rather than rush him through.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on in, Coach. You got some really well-spoken kids there, and I'll tell you what, we must have we have a great welding program. I know that, but we're gonna have some great welders. I wreck my car a lot, so I think I'm gonna be in good shape.
There you go.
These guys will have it. So.
Them guys will all head to the pipeline.
That
Yes.
new program they started at the at
Right.
the old high school, those guys love it.
Yeah.
They love it.
Yeah.
All
It's
of
a
them are
great
very excited about it.
deal. It really is, and they come out with a certificate. They usually try to place every one of them. It's a great deal.
I know I talked to Mr. Brooks and they were putting it in. He was so excited about that, and that's great. So your kids are all very well spoken, speak very highly of you, say that they went into the military, it'd be a snap after graduation. I've heard that before from many people. It was a snap.
We thought maybe we could get a ROTC program here, and you could run.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
Well, that's after they get the call from the Browns.
There we go. Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
Hell,
first
maybe-
things first.
all in one day. What the hell?
I met a professional football player. He's in the NFL now, and his roommate and my son were roommates in law school, Matt Judon. And he asked me, who you root for, Mr. Grillo? I said the Browns. He goes, my sympathies. He was with the Ravens then, so it was kind of cool. So he was a good guy. So anyway, these kids are ready. Now, what do? You taper off tomorrow a little bit before Friday?
Yeah, I mean, Thursday's always about precision, details, execution, that thing, timing, spacing, all those little details. I mean, game plan's in, they've repped that. So now it's just fine points, and I thought against River Valley, I thought our special teams didn't play well. And so,
yeah, I thought your kick return team was hurting a little bit.
yeah, so, we've been trying to emphasize that because, Nelsonville returns kicks well. They return punts well. And there's a couple games, where that's kind of turned the tide for them. In that Meigs game, Meigs was kind of rolling a little bit. And then, they had a punt snap over someone's head, gave them the ball at the 10 in the first quarter, that kind of thing. So we can't give up big plays in special teams Friday. Can't happen.
Right.
So
I'm not asking about the secret.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Not going to ask because
when you play Nelsonville, you
you
throw-
better have one.
you don't want to walk in the locker with any bullets left in your pockets.
Absolutely.
You want to load all those
Em-
bullets
empty
and
the
shoot 'em.
gun, will you
wanna,
please?
you want to do that, and with us kind of being young, and so we're going to empty the load.
There you
We're going
go.
to empty the load.
There
So
you
you'll
go.
want
I
to
like it.
You'll want to pay attention. So
Go back to River Valley a little bit. They had a young quarterback and a young running back. They're pretty good, and plus a good junior high team that's only had one loss to us. They're going to be a lot better next year.
they're going to be a lot better. And I talked to Coach McAvena, and he's committed. And he didn't really have a full off season with them, and I know they lost a bunch of kids to injury because we saw them this summer and the numbers were up. But it's hard with when you're 0 and what things seem to hurt a little bit more,
Sure.
and when you're 8-0, boy, it seems your
And
knees-
nothing hurts.
Everything feels really good. So
Everybody's good. Everybody's good. Well, this is our plan, Marcus, for next week. We'll get your other 5
Yeah.
seniors on. We'll talk about the Jeff,
Wellston
we-
game.
Yeah, we'll do. So we got next week will be our last one. Is that right?
Yeah, our last coaches show.
Yeah, and
Then we'll take a
have-
little hiatus.
Yeah, we're going to bring the golf teams in because of their
Oh, yeah.
successful year,
Yeah.
and then we're going to bring in. We tried to get Coach K today. It was, we were going to come last week. He could. He was going to come today, but I think we all forgot. So he'll come in next
Yeah.
week and talk about his team, and he'll be through with the districts, right? So had a lot of success here. Hopefully, you guys will get in the playoffs and see what you can do. And like you said, you might get United again if 2 wins. You might get a nice trip up to. Steubenville. or-
Steubenville
St.
again.
Clairsville, Indian Valley,
We
and
played Indian Valley many years ago.
Yes, we
and
did.
it
We were
was-
there.
It was not a good experience.
no, I mean I get to see them all. They dominate at wrestling districts, and so I see them all winter. But it looks. I mean, if we would win both, it looks like we might just get a trip to Logan Elm. So that'd be a nice
Oh,
trip.
that wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be all right.
So-
Be all right.
Well, it does. None of that matters. We've got Nelsonville coming in, and we got to be at our best, and hoping some of these young guys. It's week 9. That they're 9 games older, and we just got to match their intensity, match their grittiness. Like I said, both teams. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to throw a bunch of formations, but we're coming between the tackles too. So
Yeah. Well, you
So-
guys have had those 2 great running backs this year, and Lester can go to quarterback if you need him.
you never know what Just pay attention. You never know what might
You
happen.
just never know. And Marcus, as I've always said, you just expect the unexpected.
You just never know. You never know. So we'll see. We'll see.
32 bootleg's a great play.
Every week,
Just really-
32 bootleg, 32
It
bootleg.
worked most of the time, except the one time it didn't work. So
I mean, Trimble. Trimble's one of the most successful programs in Southeast Ohio, and that's their favorite play. So
32 boot.
that's their favorite play, and it's coming, and it's hard to stop.
You kind of got a variation of the old 26 and 45 cross play
Yep.
that you run. We used to
Oh
do
yeah.
in junior
Oh yeah.
I love that play. You can tell. I can almost predict when you're going to do it. I said, "It's coming, Jeff. It's coming." So,
Yeah. We love that counter, and sneak lane in there behind those guys. So
yeah, yeah. Is he? No, he was one that was kind of limping. He looked pretty healthy last week. Is he back?
he's feeling good, and Lane's the kind of guy that you got to just get him in rhythm, and once he gets in rhythm, and he's also a great receiver. So
Yes.
we
I mean, he's really. He's
He has been. He's gotten much better at being a receiver.
Brandon has 3 touchdown receptions. Now, how many does Lane have? He's probably got at least that.
I'm not sure. I know he had one last week. I know one game last year he had 5 touchdowns in one game, and I think 2 or 3 of them were reception. I mean, he's uncannily. It's weird. He has just these great hands. It doesn't look right. He doesn't look like a receiver. He looks like Lane doing it. But man, what the good thing about Lane is, if he doesn't catch it, the other guy's not going to catch it.
No, that's
Right. That's
And
true.
so either he's catching it or he's going to punish the other guy. So
Yeah.
one of the 2 things going to happen. So
even if he's hurt, it's humanly impossible to hurt Lane. He's super.
yeah, I love how much I love Lane, and you got Mo next year, and so
Yeah.
the Hayburns just keep marching in.
Going to
And,
be Haberns all the time.
Like we talked about a couple weeks ago, kind of like the Roushes.
The Roushes.
I remember, I would interview my friend who was the juvenile probate judge down here, who also coached junior high football, and I go, "Well, this is the last Roush for a while," and he goes, "And we're upset with Mrs. Roush over that."
Yeah.
So,
well, now down there, Megs, they got all those Clevelands.
yeah,
Yeah.
And
Now
they're
they're
a great,
those.
great family. The one's quarterback
yeah,
right now.
the one that got hurt, he was
Davidson.
yeah,
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 he's
the
a
one
Cleveland.
brother's quarterback and a Davidson.
and
so
I think he's only a sophomore. So
Yeah. great family, great
Oh,
family
yeah.
down there.
Yeah.
I think Nelsonville. I think that the kid that's playing quarterback, he's only a sophomore, and he's got a gun.
And you guys got a sophomore and a
Yeah.
freshman that can both
Yeah.
play. So you're one of the ones that have a little more deep. And I thought Jace did a really nice job throwing the football last week.
Yeah, I mean, the game is starting to slow down for him, and that you can just tell it week to week. Because in today's football, it's not like the old days. I mean, that quarterback has at least 2 reads every play, even when you're running the ball. So it's just slowing down, and he's not, forcing stuff. He's not seeing it late. He's getting a lot better. Getting a lot better.
He seems much more comfortable, and I think
Yeah.
that
And
is
he's
what you're saying. He's
a
slowing down.
Very
for him.
high percentage passer as well.
Oh, yeah.
And hasn't thrown a lot of picks or hasn't really made a lot of mistakes. So
No, he had that pick last week, and it came off his hand. Came off his hand a little bit weird. Plus, sometimes being young quarterbacks don't get their feet set. And he's doing a lot better once he makes that decision, kind of gathering his feet, and getting his feet set so he can throw the ball.
And plus, the line's protecting him rather well. I
Yeah.
mean, he's not being hurried much at all.
You've had a good line, and you're going to lose a couple of them this year, so you're going to have to replace it.
Yeah.
You got people coming in to replace.
Yeah, we've got some really good sophomores. Trenton Sheets and Gage Ellis.
Big guys.
They're big guys, and we'll get that. Quentin Miller, who blew out his ACL preseason, he'll be back. He's a new kid to Benton County this year. And then they'll be led by Zach Ramsey, who's
You got Luke White.
Lucas White, and
There.
Zach Ramsey's had a heck of a year this
Yes.
year.
Yes, he has.
He, on the defensive side of the ball, I think he's really excelled. He plays with technique, and that's my mantra to him every day. Anybody can be big. We're kind of born that way, but a big guy that can move is dangerous. So and
They
that's,
pick up a lot of that in wrestling.
yeah. And so I preach that it's all about technique, especially on that D line. It's all about technique, hand placement, footwork, and I think they're starting to buy into, if I use technique, it's even better. That's what we're trying to tell you.
It kind of works that way.
What about the Oregon coaches moving 12 men in the field? Actually, if you take advantage of the rules, it was a good move.
I
It's
mean,
a loophole.
Yeah,
It was legal.
but, it shouldn't have came down to that if you're a Buckeye fan, But yeah, I mean, do what you got to do in that type of game. You do what you kind of do. I was just so impressed with that Oregon quarterback.
Yes.
Because he was picking apart that zone, and a lot of those were cross field, cross shoulder throws. And then how fast he'd get those RPOs off. Because you're playing against the best talent in the world. And whenever they needed something, he was able to
He made it
deliver.
happen.
He was impressive.
Well, the Browns will be looking for one next year, so
He might be a little short. We may want to think somewhere
we
else.
think they might be.
Yeah,
There's a rumor.
knowing the Browns, they'll pick
They'll
up
do
some
something stupid.
backup. They'll bring Baker Mayfield back or something.
Oh
or,
no, not that.
they-
please.
or they'll try to rehabilitate Johnny Football.
There you go.
They'll do a Browns thing. Oh, here you
Yeah,
go.
Coach K's
Here
coming
we go.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Thank
Coach
you,
K's
Coach.
here.
Coach.
Good.
Hey, take it easy, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
K on. Coach K and I tried to get him on 2 weeks ago, and we're going to get him on real quick. Coach, thanks for coming in. I don't think we touched base this week. We got busy. We didn't touch base about coming in this week. We might get you on again next week too, if we want to. So congratulations on the
Thank you.
boys winning
Absolutely,
another
so.
3 in a row.
Good
Thanks.
job.
Girls got seconds. You got to be real proud of your kids.
Oh, absolutely. The kids ran really well Saturday. I was very pleased with. Had a little bit of a home course advantage with all the hills that we have, and they came to race. I mean, they showed a lot of competitive spirit, and had them ready. So
Weather cooperated too. A nice day for.
it was probably the best day of the year.
Yep.
Best
Really
best
was.
day of the year.
It really was. I saw you putting the track together one night when I was walking my dog, and I saw a guy at the Benton County Sheriff said, you better be careful. Coach K will start you running the course. He says, well, he's my son. He probably will make me run the course.
Yeah, my dad has helped in various capacities over the years. Usually on our invitational day, he'll come down and help tear stuff down and do whatever he needs to do. But my brother has a food vending business. Does pasta and was at the Fairfield County Fair. My dad works with him now.
Sure.
Now that he's retired, needs something else to do, and so my brother came down and they had nothing better to do that Saturday because he was already set up, and so I put him to work.
That's
There
good.
you go.
That's good.
Yeah,
So you suppose your dad could use Bob and I when we retire, if we ever retire?
it's a possibility. Yeah, slinging pasta,
There you
meatballs, and
go.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that I've seen you before down at the Turkey Festival. We got food from your head booth
Yeah.
down there. You got to be real proud of your kids. You had your seniors and Alyssa Beckner on the girls' side, Sam Boyd, and a couple other ones on the boys' side. You got to be real proud of them, and there's still plenty to go.
Sure. Yeah. Last week, just to maybe highlight, the boys were TVC champs for the third year in a row. We had 4 all TVC runners. Samuel was our league champion in the Ohio division for the 3rd time. And so that's a big honor for him. Jackson Walker was 3rd in the Ohio division. That's his 4th all TVC honor. Sam Quackenbush was 3rd, I think it was 3rd, 4th, I think. And he was all TVC last year. And then Wesley Newton, this as a freshman, he finished 7th and had that last spot. So we put 4 in the top 7 and got the job done there. And then on the girls' side, we ran into a buzzsaw with
they were impressive.
with Athens. Athens' girls, they're ranked number 2 in the state right now, and they will challenge for a state title. My major goal, I was hoping to hopefully prevent them from having a perfect score, which we didn't quite get there. Faith was just about 5 to 10 seconds behind their 5th girl, and she was behind her last year, but they have the defending state champion in the 2 mile was the winner, and she won by almost a minute and a half. And then we had the next 2 were freshmen, and then the next 2 were juniors, and those were their 2nd and 3rd runners last year when they won. So yeah, they're good. And then
And they're young, it sounds like.
I'm sure
they have no. I don't think they have any seniors on their roster, but
just like in basketball, they had no seniors last year. I asked them about seniors. I was coaching, and I said, "You guys got any seniors at senior night?" Nope. And I go, "Well, that's good for you guys, bad for the rest of the league." And they just got 1 this year. It's amazing.
Yeah, and they're good. I mean, they really are. They have 5 hammers, and then their 6th girl was in front of Faith for a little while, and Faith was able to beat her over.
And they had a lot of kids too. I mean, even some of the rest of them were.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was impressive. I think it's the best cross-country course around to watch because you can actually see almost the whole race the way you have it set up.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's kind of our calling card, just to be able to see the course. It's a spectator-friendly course. Anybody who comes likes being on our course and get compliments for that. And it was kind of by necessity because a lot of places you run and it's a perimeter. The perimeter of a facility.
Right.
But the way our perimeter is, we don't have a lot of clearance and a lot of spaces in the perimeters. So, we tried that when I first made the course years ago, and it just didn't work out real well. And so this is a brainchild of mine, and it works real well. But it condenses it, but there's a lot of switchbacks. So that's why we have a lot of flags to help with the directions. Otherwise, it would be a nightmare.
I think one guy toward the end got a little out of. He got lost, had to go back a little bit. But I thought something. My wife and I watched. We're big cross country fans, and we were watching. And when Boyd came out, he looked over. I think at the Eastern kid. It was great. He just looked over. Those 2 eyed each other. The Eastern kid, the one who got first.
Yes. Yeah.
They knew each other, and they just kind of looked at each other about probably 30 yards. And it was somebody would have got a picture of that. It was great. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it was great.
Well, I don't doubt. I mean, they're 2 thoroughbreds. That kid from Eastern has beaten him ever since middle school. Sam, as good as what Samuel is, that kid was always 10, 15, 20 seconds ahead of him and has always had that. And Samuel gave it his best shot. I mean, he really did. He wanted to beat him on the home course, but I mean, that kid's going to be top 5.
What grade is that kid in?
He's a senior. Yeah, he's really good, and so kudos to him.
Oh, sure.
What about the impressive performance by Brett Jones leading the pack again? And then after splitting in the challenge race that he had with the phys ed teacher, and then Bruce Knox, just taking one for the team, finishing last when he could have easily.
Yeah, well, I'm glad Brett was able to win some races. That wasn't his normal position and when he was in high school, but. I appreciate Brett and his willingness to come out and do that, and the same way with Bruce, just to donate their Saturday mornings and to get something out of it. And Bruce is awesome, and I hope he enjoys it and he gets to see the community and gets to run around on his vehicle.
He talks a lot about it, so yeah, I know he enjoys it.
I was talking about with one of the kids here a minute ago that honestly and I've said this to you, and I don't want to embarrass you. I think the best coach in the school, we're sitting right next to him right here. He's done a great job with that program, and your grade point average says it all. Forget the runners. Everybody in that team's an outstanding student.
Yes.
Great kids. I don't see any of those kids ever in trouble anywhere. And you've done an outstanding job with that program, as good as any human being. And I think every coach in the school will say if you ask who's the best coach in the whole school,
Coach
is they're
K.
going to say you.
Yep, I
Well,
agree.
I appreciate that.
How long have you been here, Coach? I've lost
Well,
track.
well, somebody asked last night. Misty Napier asked me.
We have a Hall of Fame meeting, you and me too, in a minute.
Yeah, it's happening out there right now.
It's out there.
it's out there.
Okay.
It's just tier 1 stuff now. But this is year number 25. So I was hired in August 2000, and then I just jogged and ran around on my own, and there were a couple of parents. One was like a subsecretary, I think it was, and they said they needed a middle school track coach, and they saw me running and say, "Hey, why don't you do this?" It's like, and I thought, okay, and I thought, why not? And just one thing kind of turned into the next, and so I took over in 2006 with Kate's senior year for Cross, and I was still coaching middle school track at that time, and that's 19 years later. Yes, this is year number, I guess year number 18 for as cross country coach.
Yeah.
6.
So here you are.
Well, I was volunteer assistant for 5, and then this, I guess, this would be number 19, and then this spring season for track will be year number 25. Did 8 middle school.
My son only ran, I think, junior high track for you, and he did a cross country meet, which he did pretty well in for you. But he ended up playing baseball and stuff. But he goes, I think back probably the best coach I had was Coach Kerr.
Yeah, well,
A lot of people say it. A lot of people do. Bob, why don't we do this, because we're running out of time rather quickly. Let's bring him back like next week so we can talk some more. Can you come back next week?
At the district meet, talk about it.
sure,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
So we're out of time for this evening. So for Bob Grillo, Coach K, and Jeff Thacker saying good night and God bless.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.